You can't go wrong with football and a dip. And
Yes.
Lucy, you're making a dip for us this morning.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to pull it out of the oven in just a second so y'all can see the finished product. But we're making a chicken enchilada dip.
Yum.
And today I thought it'd be fun to show how to make enchilada sauce. And it's super easy. And then of course, if you don't want to make your own enchilada sauce, you can just buy a can, but I thought it would be fun. So it's just a few ingredients, and I have 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil in here. And then in this bowl, I'm going to mix up, I have 2 tablespoons of flour and chili powder. And then I'm just going to add in some seasonings, salt, pepper, onion powder, cumin, garlic powder, and oregano. And I'm just going to stir this up, and I'm going to whisk this into the oil and let this cook for about a minute.
Is this technically a roux?
Yeah, you're right. It is a roux. We got our fat, which is our vegetable oil, and our flour. Look at you.
Just learning from the best over
my
here
gosh.
from Lucy.
I'm so impressed.
Thank you. Hey, while you were stirring that up, we talked about it on Studio 10 last week, but also on the news as well. You guys had your grand reopening, and how was it?
Yes, we did. Last week, it was so much fun. Last Thursday, we had all of the East Central, we had all the age groups, and the band was there, and the cheerleaders were there. We had a great turnout from the community, and if you haven't had a chance to go to that store yet, it's really nice. The community really liked it. We were able to expand, and so we're able to add so much more variety, so people don't have to drive out of town to get their groceries. So yeah, we're really happy, and hopefully the community will be happy for it too.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Always nice to have something newer. I know you guys were there, but with the updates, that's got to be lots of fun. So we've got this all.
Yep, so that was
together.
just cooked, just for like a minute or so. And now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And I will whisk this in. And then I have 2 cups of hot water. And I am just going to slowly whisk that in. And it's going to start to thicken up, and we'll just let it simmer for about 10 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, and it smells like enchilada sauce right now, so that's a win-win too.
Super easy.
Are you a football watcher?
It's funny. So I went to Auburn, and I always want Auburn to win, but I do not follow football. Spiro is a huge Alabama fan, and every football season, of course, all the kids are decked out in Alabama stuff, and people say, you don't care, you don't want them in Auburn stuff. I'm like, that is the absolute least of my marriage battles. Those kids can be Alabama fans if they want to be. So I much prefer the football eating over the football game.
I have a friend, this friend knows who she is if she's watching. The Alabama-Auburn rivalry, one parent went to Alabama, one parent went to Auburn. And it's like, legit, like
they're serious.
It's very serious. She's told me like it's brought stress to her like throughout her life.
It's so funny,
isn't it funny?
That is. And I will say that when the Iron Bowl comes along, I do not like to watch it with Spiro.
That's too much.
And I much prefer, because it is just always something. So I do get geared up for the Iron Bowl, and I really want Auburn to win. But other than that, I'm good.
As the saying goes, you have to choose your battles when it comes to marriage in the household, and that's a battle you don't want to have. When we come back, we're going to continue to work on this chicken enchilada dip with Lucy. Joe.
Welcome back into Studio 10. Lucy is here working on a chicken enchilada dip. So we're not making chicken enchiladas, we're making a dip that tastes like chicken enchilada.
It tastes like it, yes.
Okay.
It's a lot easier. We don't have to roll anything up.
No, no one wants to do all that rolling all the time.
No. So we already made our enchilada sauce, and it was so easy. It's right there cooling off. We started with 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, added in flour, chili powder, and then all of our spices, cumin, garlic powder, all of that. And we added some tomato paste, just let that cook in the oil, and then just added in water. And it thickened up, and that's our sauce.
Did you put Cholula in there?
No, you totally could. I'm going to put Cholula into the actual dip, though, just for a little extra heat. So if you don't want to make your own enchilada sauce, you could, of course, just buy 1 can of red enchilada sauce, but it's kind of fun to make your own.
Yeah. I've never done that before.
I have done it a couple of times. My mom, she's funny, she loves this black bean and beef enchiladas that I make, and she makes them all the time, and she just buys a big old can, like the huge can of red enchilada sauce and puts it on there. So maybe she'll be inspired today and she'll make her own next time.
Hey, Lucy's mom.
She's watching.
She is?
She's watching. Throwing down a challenge.
Hey.
So
You should bring her on next time.
I know, yes, I
Yes.
should. She's always
What
watching.
will
She hasn't been on in a long time.
What should she make?
What could she make? She could make those enchiladas. And she should, and she could show us what she learned,
Yeah.
and she can make the sauce.
That's a great idea. I can't wait for this segment.
Okay, so I'm letting that just cool off, and over here I'm mixing up the other part of our dip. So I have 1 block of cream cheese, and I just added 1.5 cups of sour cream. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and garlic powder, and then I'm going to use chicken today. I just got a rotisserie chicken and pulled all the meat off of that, but you could do the same thing with no meat, or you could even just cook some ground beef and add that if you wanted to do that. So
What if you made what if she made those enchiladas and then we dipped it in your enchilada dip? It'd be like an enchilada explosion.
I am digging that idea. And we could go one step further and like cook them, but then like crisp some up in the air fryer. They'd be a little crispy. Okay.
This is it.
I think we're onto something here.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so then the other stuff we're going to add a can of black beans. I just drained and rinsed those, and I just popped them back in the can. I have 1 small can of green chilies that I just drained, and I have an 8-ounce jar of roasted red peppers. I just chopped those up. We're going to add your Cholula.
Okay.
And then we're going to add our chicken, and then once our enchilada sauce cools off just a little bit more, we're going to add that in, and we will be ready to pop this in our baking dish.
All right, sounds good. You know who's not invited to our lots of enchiladas party?
Who?
Chelsea, because she was making fun of us. I could just feel her
No,
making fun of it
not
over
us.
there.
No.
Yeah.
No, Joe, it's you.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back. Lucy did not try our icy slushy thing, but your mom and sister are watching this morning.
Yes,
they're into it.
They're totally into it.
Yeah.
My mom, ever since we were little, no matter what we were buying at the grocery store, she's like, check the date, check the date. So she texted, always check expiration date.
Listen, that's going to be top of mind.
I know. That
from
is
here on
so
out.
funny. I'm all about a classic Coke icy. The only
good
soft
stuff.
drink I really drink is classic Coke.
Right,
I love
right.
classic Coke, so that's definitely my icy of choice.
And it would go really nice with
It
this.
would.
Oh,
Coke
it'd pair
goes
well.
so good with Mexican food.
Right, and you're making a chicken enchilada dip. I love this. It's perfect for this weekend.
Thank you. I'm glad that you like the idea. It is coming together. So we made our enchilada sauce.
Yep.
Or you could buy a can of enchilada sauce, and I just let it cool, and I'm adding it over here to our cream cheese and sour cream. We had a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder in there, and then I added a can of black beans that I drained and rinsed. We added a can of green chilies and also some roasted red peppers.
Yeah. Where's this kit coming from?
Some hot sauce.
Hot
we
sauce?
added in some hot sauce, and also there's a little bit in the enchilada sauce, a little bit of kick, and added in some hot sauce to the actual dip. Now I'm just adding in the chicken.
This is delicious.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you like it. I thought it would be good for now that games are, we're geared up. We're into it. We're into football season. And also with the holiday weekend, this would be a good one. I brought a little pan just to remind everybody, you know, when you go to somebody's house, you don't have to take something really nice. Just put it, especially at a football party, just put it in an aluminum pan, and then you don't have to worry about it.
I've learned my lesson with that because you have to wash
forget
it,
forget it.
Too much, just throw it away when you're done.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to put it in here.
Yep.
And the great thing about this is you can make it early in the week, just refrigerate it, and then when you're ready to go, you just pop it in the oven, or depending on where you're going, you could just pop it in the oven there.
So good. It makes a ton. This is
It does.
A ton
This
of
makes
dip.
a ton. It really is. And I'm going to put some cheese on top, whatever cheese you like. Pepper jack would be good.
Yeah.
I just used cheddar today. And you're right, it does make a ton. And then we're just going to bake it at, 400, 25, 30 minutes, just until it's bubbly and golden brown. I like to do it with tortilla chips, but also Fritos would be really good. So if you are getting ready for the game, come out and see us. We have amazing prices on beer, wine. If you aren't going to cook, get something from the deli, fried chicken, anything, party platters.
Joe and I have talked about this.
We have talked about these chips. We love these
chips that Lucy brings when she makes the dip are, I don't know what is so good about them, but they're so good.
They are so good. They're golden flake. Every time I see our awesome golden flake friends that service our stores, I tell them these tortilla chips are amazing, and they have a couple different kinds. They have a lime one, and then they also have that cantina one. They're thinner. They like those too, and they have a little bit of spice on them. The other ones, or what I like is they're just heartier.
Right.
So they're great for a dip. Yes, and they have round ones too.
And we made it just in time with the expiration date. September 2nd of 24.
We made it.
So we're going to eat all this up. You can find this recipe at Greers.com. Find these chips. They're so delicious. Expired or not expired, whatever the case is. Lucy, it's good to see you.
You too.
Jen, they're good chips.